Study 2, Activity 4 is all about writing a lesson plan. This activity aims to teach the students about different models of lesson plans and how to create one on our own that is aligned to our specialization. In today's vlog, we will tell you about our analysis and reflection about this activity. Let's go and find out!
From a model, which part do you think is easy and difficult to construct?
In the 7 E's model, I think the easiest part is making the first E, which is the illicit. Because in this part, you just need to know if the learners have prior knowledge about the lesson. No need to explain further information. Your only goal is to know how well or to what extent they know about the lesson.
Okay, good. Then how about the difficult part? Yes, Miss Julia?
The difficult part for me, on the other hand, is the making of the fourth E, which is the explain. Because in this part, the learner's answer in the previous part should be aligned to the lesson so that the teacher could give ideas and gist of the lesson. And if the learner's answers are somehow not connected to the lesson, the teacher will do the scaffolding technique to lead them back. Remember that a teacher should not spoon-feed the learners, but let them think so that they would appreciate the learning process.
Okay, you have a good point, Miss Julian and Miss Karen. So the next question is, what teaching method is used in each plan? Why did you say so?
In what I observed, in each plan, they seem to use the learner-centered approach. So the teacher provides various activities that make the learners use their knowledge and evoke their interest. So the teacher chooses activities that make the learner use their cognitive and psychomotor abilities that builds an interesting and fun learning environment for the learners.
The congruence of the lesson plan from the intended learning outcomes to the supporting activities and assessments is actually amazing, admirable, and intriguing at the same time for me. The synchronization of supporting activities and assessment to achieve the intended learning outcomes is amazing enough, adding cautiously choosing the right activities that aligns to the learning outcomes makes it admirable. It is intriguing to the point that it makes you wonder how the teacher is able to think about those activities that are both aligned to the lesson and achieve the learning outcomes. Isn't it amazing?
Okay, thank you to the both of you. You are both correct. So now, let us move on to the reflection. So, what challenges did you encounter in writing your lesson plan? How will you address these challenges? So, what are your thoughts?
In writing the lesson plan, we encountered a few problems that we thought would be easy since we already made a lesson plan last school year. Some of the unexpected difficulties that we encountered are making the objectives of the lessons and how to engage the learner in the lesson.
We all know that in a learning process, getting the interest first of the learner is crucial. We need to catch their attention first to make them interested in the lesson and will keep them invested in the learning process. It is the opening of the lesson, so we need to catch their attention the moment we open our mouth. A good starter always gives a head start. We must be the light that they are drawn in, just like a moth drawn in a flame.
To get their interest, we should make an activity that will make them energized and liven up the mood. Students have this thinking that a lesson would always be boring unless it is their favorite subject. So the activity should be lively and interesting enough to catch their interest, and of course, the activity should give a hint of what the lesson would be about.
Another challenge that we encountered is making the objectives, which got us thinking that we need to formulate this carefully because objective is the heart of the lesson plan. It needs to be attained at the end of the lesson by following the 3 domains, which are the cognitive domain, the affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. Among the 3, we agreed the affective domain give us a hard time. It is difficult to formulate an affective domain objective that goes well in the topic that we choose.
In formulating affective domain objectives, we need to remember that it is how we deal with things emotionally, such as feelings, values, and appreciation. The objective should be formulated by the following. First is the receiving, which deals with listening and being attentive of the learner. Second is the responding, which deals with the active participation of the student. Third is the valuing. And lastly, the organization that deals with the beginning to build a consistent value system.
In conclusion, making a lesson plan is not a children's play. You need to have a knowledge of the content, a patience for making, and a brilliant mind for strategies. In creating a lesson plan, we are putting the child's future in our hands. Remember that the teachers have a huge role in shaping a child's future. A good teacher should always teach what is good.
Thank you for that wonderful participation, my dear students. Again, good afternoon.